Ron, Cedillo, Cogdell, Corbett, Correa, Cox, Denham, DeSaulnier, Duchesne, Dutton, Flores, Hancock, Harmon, Hollingsworth, Huff, Kehoe, Leno, Liu, Lowenthal, Negrete McLeod, Oropesa, Padilla, Pavley, Price, Romero, Runner, Semidian, Steinberg, Strickland, Walters, Wiggins, Walk, Wright, Weiland, and Yeat.
Okay. Members, a quorum is present. Will the members and guests be on the rail and in the gallery please rise? We'll be led in prayer this afternoon by our chaplain, Rabbi Mona Alfie, after which please remain standing. We'll be led in the flag salute today by Senator Harmon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Louis Pasteur once said, "Blessed is he who carries within himself an ideal and who obeys it. Therein lies the seeds of great thoughts and great actions." It is sad to me that citizens so often believe that those who serve in public office are rarely motivated by great thoughts or strong ideals. In truth, it is difficult to hold fast to one's idealistic aspirations when faced with a complicated bureaucracy, exasperating schedules, and unrealistic expectations. However, what is so extraordinary about politics is that in the midst of all this chaos and difficulty, great thoughts and great actions are so often found at the very heart of our legislature. May we be so blessed to always be conscious of our ideals, and may we never be afraid to allow our ideals to grow into great thoughts and even greater actions. May this be God's will. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Members, we are on privileges of the floor. Senator Romero, you're recognized at your desk.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. I believe they're all here. I want to ask you to help welcome the students, the parents, and the teachers from San Carlos Learning Center and the John Gill School. They are seated in the Senate gallery, I think all around us. And the principal is Chris Mahoney. This is California's founding public charter school, and the John Gill School is a public school in Redwood City. Let me tell you why they're here. The children, the parents, teachers came today after a 150-mile trek to Sacramento. They rallied on the west steps of the Capitol asking to invest in quality public education. They stood out there bravely in the rain, and I would just ask you to give a very enthusiastic and a very warm round of applause for our teachers and students who made that trek today.
Okay. Thank you, and welcome to the California Senate. Senator DeSaulnier.
Thank you, Mr. President. Like Senator Romero, I wanted to acknowledge that some folks from my district are here from El Dorado Middle School. There are students in the back of the chambers right here, and their teachers and some of the parents are up in the gallery. They came here to advocate for public education, which we will be doing shortly, and I just want to acknowledge them and welcome to the California State Senate.
Members, any other privileges of the floor? Members, if I can get your attention also, in the gallery is the Norris Middle School from Bakersfield, California. They're honor students, they're 8th grade students, they're about to graduate, and they're here to join us here in Sacramento. Let's give them a hand, and thank you for joining us this morning. Senator Denham, you're recognized at your desk.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like the Senate to recognize 5 very special students from Los Banos High School. These students have been writing a weekly column on the local history that is published in the Los Banos Enterprise newspaper. Students are currently compiling 37 weekly columns into a book called Ask Us, Stories of the West Side. The students do all the research. They visit museum and write the columns on their own time in the evenings and on the weekend. I'm told that this was inspired by a resolution that I had passed in 2007 that encourages high school to include local history in their social studies courses. Thank you so much for letting us learn about the local things that you're sharing.
Members, any other privileges of the floor? Seeing, hearing none, messages from the Assembly will be deemed read, reports from committee will be deemed read, and amendments adopted under motions and resolutions. Without objection, the following resolutions will be withdrawn from committee and placed on today's special consent calendar, ACR 141. Also, members, without objection, the bills with floor amendments will be deemed read and amendments adopted. File item 83, SB 1244. Senator Walters.
Mr. President, please remove file item 114 SB 953 from special consent, calendar number 24, for the purposes of amendments.
Without objection. Thank you, Senator. Members, under introductions and first readings bills, the bills will be deemed read. We'll now move on to consideration of the daily file. The Secretary, please read the second reading file.
Senate Bill 1116 with amendments, SJR 20, Senate Bill 1333 with amendments, and Senate Bill 1178 with amendments.
Members, we're going to move on to unfinished business. File item 6, Senator Wolk. Pass on file. File item 7, Senator Alquist. Pass on file. File item 8, Senator Cedillo. Pass on file. File item 9, Senator Correa, not at his desk. Members will now move on to the Senate third reading file. Let's move to file item 16, Senator Corbett. Pass on file. File item 17, Senator Leno. Pass on file. File item 18, Senator Leno. Pass on file. File item 19, Senator Leno. Pass on file. File item 20, Senator Price, not at his desk. File item 21, Senator Leno. Pass on file. File item 22, Senator Yee, not at his desk. File item 23, Senator Liu. Pass on file. File item 24, Senator Calderon, not at his desk. File item 25, Senator Leno. Pass on file. File item 26, Senator Wolk. Pass on file. File item 27, Senator Cogdill. Pass on file. File item 28, Senator. File item 29, Senator Cedillo. Pass on file. File item 30, Senator Desalegn. Pass on file. File item 31, Senator Padilla. Pass on file. File item 32, Senator Correa. File item 32. Pass on file. File item 33, Senator Price, not at his desk. File item 34, Senator Opeza, not at her desk. File item 35, Senator Wolk. Will the Secretary please read file item 35?
Senate Bill 1222 by Senator Wolk, an act relating to domestic violence.
Senator Wolk.
I'll try. Mr. President and members, 1222 will extend the July 1st, 2011 sunset date for 1 year to allow Solano County to continue collecting a fee on marriage licenses and copies of vital records to support domestic violence prevention programs in Solano County. Last year, the governor signed Pat Wiggins' bill, SB 635, which extended the program to July 1st, 2011. The extension was made for only 1 year to give the county time to update their required report. The report is in the legislature. It is being looked at by the judiciary committees, and once they've had the opportunity to evaluate the report, we hope that we will extend the sunset for an even longer time. The bill is only for a year. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Wolk. Members, any debate or discussion on this item? Seeing, hearing none, would the Secretary please call the roll?
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? Calderon? Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? No. Cox? No. Denham? DeSaulnier? Aye. Duchesne? Aye. Dutton? No. Flores? I. Hancock? I. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? No. Huff? No. Kehoe? I. Leno? I. Liu? I. Lowenthal? Neglect McLeod? Oropesa? Padilla? Pavley? I. Price? Romero? I. Runner? Smidian? I. Steinberg? I. Strickland? Walters? No. Wiggins? Wolk? I. Wright? Wyland? No. Yee? Yee I. Denham no. Strickland no. Runner no. Calderon I. Padilla I.
Please call the absent members.
Ashburn, Lowenthal, Negrete McLeod, Oropesa, Price, Wiggins, Wright.
Reconsideration. Close it down.
Senator Wilk moves the call. File item 35.
And close it down.
Okay. Senator Wilk, would you like to announce the vote and seek reconsideration?
Yes, and reconsideration, please.
Ayes 18, noes 13. The measure fails. Without objection, members, Senator Wilk notices reconsideration. Thank you, Senator Wilk. Oh, we have to take a vote on that, members. Please call the roll on reconsideration of file item 35.
Onnested, Alquist, I. Ashburn, Calderon, I. Cedillo, I. Cogdill, Corbett, I. Correa, Cox, Denham, DeSaulnier, I. Ducheney, I. Dutton, Flores, I. Hancock, I. Harmon, Hollingsworth, I. Huff, I. Kehoe, I. Leno, I. Liu, I. Lowenthal, I. Negrete McLeod, I. Oropesa, Padilla, I. Pavley, I. Price, Romero, I. Runner, Smidian, I. Steinberg, I. Strickland, I. Walters, I. Wiggins, Wolk, I. Wright, Wyland, I. Yee. Yee, I. Mr. President, ayes 25.
Ayes 25, noes 0. Reconsideration is granted. Members, we're going to return back to file item 9. Senator Correa has a measure on unfinished business. Will the Secretary please read?
Senate Concurrent Resolution 74 by Senator Correa relative to senior volunteers.
Senator Correa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senators, SCR 74 requests that the legislature and the governor of California enact legislation that would declare May 2010 as Senior Volunteer Month. SCR had minor technical amendments in the Assembly. I ask for an aye vote on concurrence of these amendments.
Members, any debate or discussion on this item? Seeing hearing none, would the Secretary please call the roll?
Onnested, I. Alquist, I. Ashburn, Calderon, I. Cedillo, I. Cogdill, I. Corbett, I. Correa, I. Cox, I. Denham, I. DeSaulnier, I. Ducheney, Dutton, I. Flores, I. Hancock, Harmon, I. Hollingsworth, I. Huff, I. Kehoe, I. Leno, I. Liu, I. Lowenthal, I. Negrete McLeod, I. Oropesa, Padilla, I. Pavley, I. Price, Romero, I. Runner, I. Smidian, I. Steinberg, I. Strickland, I. Walters, I. Wiggins, Wolk, I. Wright, Wyland, I. Yee. Yee, aye. Duchesne, aye. Hancock, aye.
Ayes 33, no 0. The resolution is adopted. Thank you, Senator Correa. Members, moving back to Senate third reading file. File item 36, pass on file. File item 37, Senator Duchesne. Not at her desk. File item 38, Senator Steinberg. Pass on file. File item 39, Senator Corbett. Pass on file. File item 40, Senator Kehoe. Pass on file. File item 41, pass on file. File item 42, Senator Wolk. Pass on file. File item 43, Senator Wolk. Pass on file. File item 44, Senator Hancock. Pass on file. File item 45, Senator Price. Not at his desk. File item 46, Senator Corbett. Pass on file. File item 47, Senator Kehoe. Pass on file. File item 48, Senator Corbett. Pass on file. File item 49, Senator Leno. Pass on file. File item 50, Senator Cox. Pass on file. File item 51, Senator Wolk. Pass on file. File item 52, Senator Wright, not at his desk. File item 53, Senator Negrete McLeod. Pass on file. File item 54, Senator Desaulniers. Pass on file. File item 55, Senator Peza, not at her desk. File item 56, Senator Price, not at his desk. File item 57, Senator Pavley. Will the Secretary please read file item 57?
Senate Bill 1404 by Senator Pavley, and Act relating to elections.
Senator Pavley.
Members, Senate Bill 1404 is sponsored by the Secretary of State's office and is designed to ensure the integrity of the California election system. Specifically, this bill requires ballot and voting system vendors to notify the Secretary of State's office when they find previously undisclosed flaws in their election products. This was indeed a problem several years ago. You might remember up in Humboldt County where over 200 ballots were not counted due to a flawed voting tabulator. This bill is similar to a bill I authored last year, but was vetoed by the governor. We've clarified the issue that was of concern to the administration. The governor did agree that it was appropriate to notify the Secretary of State when there are equipment defects, but had concerns about the bill's penalties. This bill now clarifies those concerns by clarifying that penalties will only apply to defects in a voting system and not to each and every voting machine. And with that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote to ensure the integrity of California's elections.
Thank you, Senator Pavley. Members, any debate or discussion on this item? Seeing and hearing none, would the Secretary please call the roll?
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdell? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Aye. Cox? No. Denham? No. Desaulniers? Aye. Duchesne? Dutton? Flores? Dutton, no. Flores, aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? No. Huff? No. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero? Aye. Runner? Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Aye. Strickland? No. Walters? No. Wiggins? Wolk? Aye. Wright? Wyland? No. Yee? Yee, aye.
Please call the absent members.
Ashburn? Duchesne? Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Price? Runner? No. Wiggins? Wright? Duchesne, aye.
Ayes 21, noes 12. The measure passes. Moving on to file item 58, Senator Liu. Pass on file. File item 59, Senator Wright. Pass on file. File item 60, Senator Wolk. Pass on file. File item 61, Senator Price. Pass on file. File item 62, Senator Cox. Pass on file. File item 63, Senator Hancock. Pass on file. File item 64, Senator Wiggins. Pass on file. File item 65, Senator Wiggins. Pass on file. File item 66, pass on file. File item 67, Senator Cedillo. Pass on file. File item 68, Senator Wolk. Pass on file. File item 69, Senator DeSaulnier. Pass on file. File item 70, Senator Kehoe. Pass on file. File item 71, Senator Wiggins. Pass on file. File item 72, Senator DeSaulnier. Pass on file. File item 73, Senator Yee. Not at his desk. File item 74, Senator Wright. Pass on file. File item 75, pass on file. File item 76, Senator Wright. Pass on file. File item 77, Senator Harmon. Pass on file. File item 78, Senator Price. Pass on file. File item 79, Senator Grady McLeod. Pass on file. File item 80, Senator Elquist. Pass on file. File item 81, Senator Calderon. Senator Calderon. File item 81. Pass on file. File item 82, Senator Yee. Pass on file. File item 83, Senator Walters. Pass on file. File item 84, Senator Orpeza. Pass on file. File item 85, Senator DeSaulnier. Pass on file. File item 86, Senator Simidian. Pass temporarily. File item 87, Senator. Yeah, okay. Members, or any member would like to take a measure up that was passed on the third reading file? Seeing, hearing none, members, we're going to move on to the consent calendar. Will the Secretary please call the roll on the first item in the consent calendar? Secretary, please read the items.
Senate Bill 1047, 1188, 1368, 1392.
Members, without objection, we're going to call the roll on file item 110, and that roll call will apply to both the entirety of the consent calendar and also the special consent calendar. Without objection. Secretary, please call the roll.
Onnested. Aye. Alquist. Aye. Ashburn. Calderon. Aye. Cedillo. Aye. Cogdill. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Aye. Cox. Aye. Denham. Aye. DeSaulnier. Aye. Duchesne. Dutton. Aye. Flores. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Harmon. Aye. Hollingsworth. Aye. Huff. Aye. Kehoe. Aye. Leno. Aye. Liu. Aye. Lowenthal. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Aye. Oropesa. Padilla. Pavley. Aye. Price. Romero. Aye. Runner. Aye. Simidian. Aye. Steinberg. Aye. Strickland. Aye. Walters. Aye. Wiggins. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Wyland. Aye. Yee. Yee. Aye. Duchesne. Aye. Padilla. Aye. Mr. President, ayes 33, no 0.
Ayes 33, no 0. The consent and special consent calendars are approved. Senator Cedillo, you recognize at your desk for introduction.
Privileges of the floor.
Senator Cedillo.
Yes, for purposes of introduction, I would like to acknowledge a delegation that's come all the way from the Philippines. at the request of the U.S. Philippine Soccer Federation. This is a national Philippine soccer team of young women between the ages of 13 and 17, and they're part of an official athletic, cultural, and technology exchange program. This is the first year of the program. They'll be training with U.S. coaches, including a visit to the Olympic Training Center in San Diego. And they will be training with the Elite Soccer Club from Bakersfield, the Gunners from Bakersfield, and the teams from UCSD and CSU Bakersfield. And the team's goal is to set up a much higher level of coaching as is possible to play with these three teams in the 3-week window. This has been an inspirational trip for the team, and it gives them an opportunity to realize how similar our cultures are and how universal sports is to bringing our world together. I ask that we welcome them.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, and welcome to the California State Senate. Senator Correa, you're recognized at your desk. Oh, Senator Cedillo, excuse me. Senator Cedillo. Senator Cedillo?
Yes.
You're recognized at your desk, and we'll go to Senator Correa.
Thank you. I'd like to adjourn in memory of, is this the right time, Mr. President? I'd like to adjourn in the memory of one of my constituents, Ms. Tam Tran, who grew up in Garden Grove. Tam graduated from UCLA in 2006, where she earned a bachelor's degree. And as she was pursuing a doctorate in Brown University, was a very active student, very active in the DREAM Act, talented filmmaker, produced numerous documentaries, is survived by her parents, residents of Garden Grove. I met Ms. Tam Tran about 2 years ago when she came to my office seeking the help of our office. It appeared that about 2 years ago, one of her activities was being involved in DREAM Act legislation at the federal level, and she went to testify in front of a congressional hearing on the DREAM Act, and where she stated that she, in fact, was a DREAM Act student. The next day, ICE was at her home in Garden Grove, picked up her whole family, ready to deport them. After a vigorous letter-writing campaign, her parents were freed. But if there was ever a poster child for the DREAM Act, it was Ms. Tam Tran. Clearly would have contributed tremendously to our great American economy, and she was killed the 15th on a head-on collision in Maine.
Thank you, Senator Correa. Senator Cedillo, you recognize at your desk.
Yes, tragically, sadly, with a heavy heart on the same subject, Ms. Tran was killed this weekend with Cynthia Natalie Felix. And Cynthia had come to this country brought by her parents. She grew up in East Los Angeles. She attended Garfield High, and then she pursued her higher education at UCLA. It's where she met Tran. It's where she received her degree in English World Literature, Spanish Literature, and a minor in Mexican Studies. At UCLA, both her and Tran were leaders and founders of a group called Improving Dreams, Equality, Access, and Success, IDEAS, one of the nation's first and largest organizations of undocumented students advocating on their own behalf. They published a book called Underground Undergrads, and in 2007 she became the first undocumented student admitted to Columbia University's prestigious School of Public Health. It was her dream to finish medical school and return to the community, a community much underserved and in need of physicians. Both of them this weekend tragically were killed in an accident involving a drunken driver, and it's with a heavy heart that we acknowledge that while they are not with us, that their dreams will continue to survive. I thank you.
Thank you, Senator Cedillo, and if you could please bring her name to the desk as well. Senator Romero, you're recognized at your desk.
Under privileges of the floor, please.
Senator Romero.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, as chair of the Senate Education Committee, I'd like for us to just take a moment to commemorate the 56th anniversary of the most important civil rights legislation decision by the United States Supreme Court, and that was, of course, Brown versus Board of Education. That was 56 years ago today. And I know that we have all moved collaboratively on a bipartisan basis to move Race to the Top, to look at significant education reform measures, and I know that we will continue to do so. But I just wanted to highlight a few disparities for members just to consider on this 56th anniversary. As you know, the API data for all of our schools was released just last week. And I just want to give a few statistics. We find that roughly 150 points separate African American students from their white peers. If we take a look at many of our schools, 86% of the state's 177 persistently underperforming schools had no change at all in their statewide rank over the last year. Almost 10% of these persistently underperforming schools actually decreased in their statewide rank. Only eight schools increased in the statewide rank. Members, I know that we have a lot of work to do. There's a latest challenge from the ACLU that has come forth once again on another civil rights lawsuit questioning separate and unequal. I bring this to your attention on this 56th anniversary. I look forward to us continuing to have a discussion about quality teaching, effective classrooms, sufficient funding, equity, equality in our classrooms. And members, I just urge you to take a look on this 56th anniversary, take a look at the scores. Let's see what we can do to close this gap once and for all. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Romero. Members, any other privileges of the floor or items to be taken up today? Seeing and hearing none, there is no other business. Senator Steinberg, the desk is clear.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'll have a check-in session tomorrow, a check-in session Wednesday, and a scheduled floor session at 9 o'clock, but stay tuned between now and Thursday.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Steinberg. The Senate will now be in recess until 3:30, at which time the adjournment motion will be made. We will reconvene, as Senator Steinberg said, Thursday at 9 a.m. The Senate stands in recess.